Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video, and today we're not talking about a small storm. Well, maybe it'll be a small storm, maybe not. We're talking about a nor'easter for maybe Super Bowl or Valentine's Day, since they fall on back-to-back days this year. And from current model signals, these are not definite facts at this point. We are completely in the hypothetical here, the potential situations, but it does look likely that we could see a coastal low developing either Saturday or Sunday and impacting the Northeast either Sunday or Monday. So, starting off with the European model, which is the most bearish on this storm so far, has a setup here where we have that Clipper system that we were talking about yesterday, and I'll link that video in the cards above. But as this low pressure, as the Clipper moves through, we do have a little bit of trailing moisture, some moisture trailing behind, and we also see some moisture in the Gulf. That moisture starts to get brought up, and we see the cold air come down from that Clipper system, and they interact a little bit, and we just see very, very light precipitation in the form of snow from North Carolina to Massachusetts, but really nothing significant. The low pressure at the point that we usually talk about is at 1014 millibars, which is extremely weak, and that low pressure just forms. Now, move on to the GFS, and you have a completely different story. Well, a little bit of a different story at the moment with the latest model runs, where you have that Clipper system move through, trailing moisture, and then you see that the cold air is much further south. The low pressure is already formed, drawing up more moisture from the Gulf and the Atlantic, and we see a fairly strong system in comparison to the European model at 1011 millibars, 1007 millibars, and we do see those impacts stretch all the way down from Alabama all the way up into even Maine, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, in the Maritimes of Canada, and potentially more significant impacts. Now, the bullish on this storm, and also the least accurate model overall, but does have a pretty good track record with the Northeast, is the Canadian model, which is showing a low pressure forming over land with more moisture trailing from that Clipper system. You can see kind of another Clipper system kind of form into this nor'easter, and we see a much stronger but also more inland system where we see at the peak of the moisture that we're talking about 1006, 999 millibars, and we could see maybe even a double area of low pressure here, and some moderate to heavy snow in areas such as Massachusetts, Connecticut, southern New York, northwest New Jersey, northeast Pennsylvania. Those areas could see 6 to 12 inches of snowfall in this scenario, and that low pressure continues to develop and stay closer to shore, and we could see some significant impacts in Maine as well. Now, again, this is a very brief video because we have no clue. If the NAM was loading in this storm in its entirety right now, I would go into more detail, but the NAM is only starting to load in the setup of this storm, so we're really not going to be looking at it as a serious threat yet, but rather a possible disturbance. Notice that I don't say threat there because when we look at any sort of storm, we look at track, strength, and intensity. With this storm, we don't know the track yet, we don't know the strength yet, and we don't know the intensity of the snowfall yet. So all three of the pillars for a storm, or in this case a winter storm, are not strong. So I'm not going to make any sort of claims right now, but here are the three potential tracks right now, and all three of these could potentially change in the next 6, 12, 24, 36 hours leading up to this event in even close to 150 hours. So stay here for any updates. I will be providing daily updates until this event occurs. Unless it disappears off the face of the earth, then I will stop. But I'll let you know about that. But that is all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the bell. And I'll see you guys next time.